So I finally got around to installing a strobe light. I know that most American systems require a strobe be installed in a system. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is code in most states. Here in New Zealand, however, we are not required to install strobes unless specified by a specific scenario. So say elderly that are hearing impaired, that would be one of the reasons you'd need to install strobes. But I've decided for my system I'd like to install one anyway because, you know, it does make a lot of sense. In this room I quite often listen to loud music. It's just something I enjoy doing. And I'm pretty sure I would hear the alarm. If not, I would see the fire indication on the panel. But just to be safe, I've installed it in this room so I can see it go off. Something cool I've done with the strobe, which I've never been able to do before, is audible silence. You may have seen one of my previous videos where I was able to do it using a security system, but this is audible silence purely using the panel. So even if I silence the alarms, the strobe will still flash until the alarm is acknowledged. Okay, so I think we should test the strobe, but something worth mentioning is in the weekend I installed this PowerPoint. You may be wondering what the relevance is, but this is for something we call here an ASE unit, which transmits fire signals to the fire brigade. So this multi-core cable is coming straight out of the fire alarm, and sometime this week or next week I will be getting a transmitter. And believe it or not, ADT has cleared the request for this property to be brigade monitored, which means I have to be really careful now in the future. Always have to put this on test if I'm going to be testing it, and hopefully I don't get any false alarms. For the first few months, what I'm going to do is I've programmed the system to only call the fire brigade if a manual call point, or pull station in America, or a heat detector goes into alarm. And if there's no false alarms in that first few months, then I will change the programming to allow the smoke alarms to call the fire brigade. Okay, let's test the device and showcase the strobe in action. I'm going to test a device I haven't tested yet because I keep setting off that smoke alarm or that manual call point. So we'll go try something different. We'll silence alarms now, and we'll go down to the laundry and test one of the heat detectors. We'll test the end of line for the loop responder. So in the laundry, most of you probably know that this is still a conventional zone. So that's a conventional detector, conventional call point behind a stopper, which I'm not going to pull because it's quite late at night. And here's where we'll test the heat detector. We'll test the end of line, which is in here. Paint's coming up a bit, which is annoying, but let's get a light up. Normally I like to use hair dryers or blow torches because they produce a clean flame, but something I've learned about heat detectors, if you keep the flame about 20 centimeters below the heat detector, you will not get a charred effect on the metal disc. So hopefully in a few seconds this will go into alarm, and you can see that's clicked. That's gone into alarm verification, so it's just verifying that that is an alarm. Now it's gone into alarm, and hopefully I'll silence the panel properly. Another trick too is you'll be waiting a long time for these to reset normally. What you can do is get a paper towel, or a piece of toilet paper in this case, soak it in wet water, or cold water rather. Most water's wet. Anyway. Soak it in cold water and place it on the bimetallic disc. And this will enhance or just increase how long it takes to cool down. So hopefully soon you should hear a click. You just heard a click then. And it also gives you a chance to wipe off any sort of charcoal or char that may have gone on the metallic disc. Okay, if we go into my room now, we should see that the strobe light is activated. Take a quick look at the mimic on the front. And you can see we've got a fire in house right, which is zone G. If we follow the index, zone G is that small little bathroom there. Okay. I can already see it flashing against the caravan. I don't know if you can see that. It's definitely bright, that's for sure. And there it goes. I've never had this running on 24 volts before. This is the first time I've had it hooked up to a voltage this high. Normally I run it at 12 volts. I'm pretty sure most of you know what this is. It's a system sensor Spectra Alert Classic, but it's got the red lens on it, which I think is quite rare. I don't know if anyone else has seen any of these. Let me know if you've seen any in the field. But yeah. Okay, so we can see we've got an alarm, lower bathroom, which is where we just were. Unfortunately, it's a conventional zone, so you can't tell exactly what's gone off. All it says under type is loop responder. So we'll reset it. And as soon as we acknowledge, the strobe will stop flashing. Okay, since we did the cold water trick on the detector, it shouldn't go off again, but we'll wait a few seconds just to make sure it's not going to go off. I can't see it going off, so take off silence alarms. That didn't quite work. Let's try it again. System reset. And there we go. System is back to normal. Thanks for watching and see you next time.